Oh.
You can leave it there. That'll be the last time.
You probably put it on your glasses. Keep
Yeah.
it wet. Huh? Perfect.
Howdy. Welcome in. Hey, Dysfunctional. Welcome in. I can't read all of it. Hey, Gus, Bassmaster, Gulf Coast. What's up, Andrew? Shelly Walker's in the house. Howdy, everyone. Morning. We got a
Andrew
couple
said, "What are
minutes
y'all
left.
doing?"
Guess what? We're about to go on a little vacation. We are officially calling snook season over.
Sadly.
We got 2 this year. That was good. But we got them early in the year. And so we're going to be headed to Alabama for a day and then up to Kentucky. So we are doing boat maintenance. And so I've taken everything out of the boat. I've already flushed the motor. And these are things that you got to think about when you're, especially saltwater fishing. Saltwater is very damaging to a lot of stuff. Welcome in, everyone. Gabriel, Alicids? I don't even know how to pronounce that. I hope I'm not screwing it up, but
I can help you, bud.
oh, looky there, it's bigger words. Well, thank y'all for coming in. Um, I'm just going to be walking around, taking care of things, and I'll show you some things that I think are important, and we'll go from there. Right now, I got everything out of the boat, and I'm checking all my gear to look for damages and stuff. Hey, Andrew, how can you hear me with the mic on? Is it good? Anybody? J Bros, what's up, brother? All right. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you for the safe travels. Thank you for the hearts, the loves, the gifts. Y'all are crazy. Meg, what's up, buddy? Can y'all hear me good? It's good. All right, thanks, Dysfunctional. Appreciate it. What's up, Meg? So, we're cleaning up the boat, getting ready to go on vacation. So when we get back, everything's ready to go. So one thing that's very important is all your safety gear, and I'm gonna check all mine today. We have some regular old school life jackets or safety vests or flotation devices. This is adult. All ours are adult. It's on the boat right now. This one, the straps are good. It doesn't have rips or tears. I'm gonna clean it up and we'll dry it out. I got another one like that. These are manual inflators. Wrap them around your waist, and these are nice because they don't really affect your fishing. You can just throw them on, and this one's a little tight on me, but you'll have this on, and it has a safety or a manual lever here. You pull it, and it inflates around you. And you got to have this stuff on if you have. You got to have it on your boat for adults and children. I forget the ages, but children under a certain age have to have them. Some kind of flotation device that has to be DOT approved and Coast Guard approved. Sorry about that. So I have one, and these have a little cylinder in them, and they blow up. I've already checked this one, and I thought maybe I might have had some problems with one. Now this is an automatic one. You throw this on. You got your arms that go through these straps, and you'll buckle it down here. And it's got a pull in case it doesn't go off, but this is automatic. It should go off as soon as water hits it. And I'll show you how these work and why you really need to keep up with these automatic ones, because you'll feel like you're safe on the water, but they may have already been drained. So when you open them up, they have this nitrous air cylinder, and they have a gauge. And what I saw as soon as I opened it, this is red down at the bottom. Y'all can see that red line there. And when you read the instructions, it's supposed to be green on top, which is this part, and green on the cylinder. And my cylinder's red. So I know that it's bad. So the first thing I did was take this off to see if there was anything wrong with it. My little gauge. And this little thing holds, see around that outside part? See it better there. That little outside part has a little disc in there that's made of like a powder. And when that gets wet, it lets it loosen up and blows this out, and it opens this cylinder and blows up the whole thing. So I noticed that that was blown out. Then I checked the cylinder. This is good, so I never heard it go off, but when I opened it up, I pulled the ring to test it, and nothing happened. So my cylinder's empty. So when this breaks down, it opens this up, and that's how it works in the water. So I'm going to put this on my workbench, and I've got to order new cylinders and a new cap for this. I'll be right back. I'm not going to be engaged in the comments so much. I appreciate everybody coming in, anyone that's new, anyone that's following, thank you very much. But all I'm going to be doing is working around, and when I see something important, I'm going to show you and tell you what I'm doing. So you don't have to be doing a ton of gifting and a ton of liking and all that, but what you do is great. We appreciate it. So listen along. All right, these have stayed really clean. This one tends to get messed up. I usually put it on the bottom to keep the water off of everything else. So the ones that are clean, I'm going to put to the side. Ones that need taken care of, I'll leave over here. Here's another one of the manuals with the air pump or the air cylinder. And then this is another adult vest. This is a little not as thick as those regular ones, and these are a little better. Strap looks good, the clips look good, the zipper's good, straps are good. It doesn't have any tears in it, and a tear doesn't mean it's not going to work, but it's not as efficient the more water it lets in there. So these are good. I'm just going to wash them down quick, and I'm really just gonna rinse these down and let them dry, and that's to get the salt water off. Getting the salt water off keeps the material from breaking down so much, and they'll have plenty of time to dry before we get back on the boat. I don't worry about them looking all pretty because they're here for one job, to keep us alive if there's some incident. Now, when they get really dirty, I throw a little Dawn dishwashing liquid on them, and I use a light brush, and I clean them all up, especially if they start getting any mildew on them. Now, these are just going to sit out and dry. Got some other gear I'm going to clean up. Again, I try to wash this stuff down, rinse it down after every trip out there, because the salt gets in things like they're mechanical, and when that salt dries, it keeps it from working. Case in point, I have a gripper. Let me grab it quick. I have a mechanical gripper, and you see that it's stuck. It's getting stuck, and it's supposed to snap back closed so you can get the fish, but it got salt water and some fish slime in it, and it dried out. I've cleaned it, I've WD-40 it, but it's still hanging up because it's got such tight fittings in here. So I'm going to get a hold of this company, and we're going to see if we can get this fixed or replaced. Got other gear. Here's a plastic gripper, and these are pretty good too because they don't have many parts that can really fail. They've just got some little tubes that go in for the joints right here. You can see those holes, and it just holds it. So it's very simple mechanics of how this works. One thing, don't put anything bigger in here that won't let that close, because it'll bend this little plastic here and it won't let it snap shut. But we got her fixed. The pliers, pretty good. I keep them cleaned up. These are the dirty work ones, and little clippers are still good. All that's been rinsed down. We had to get a fish ruler because the sticky one on the front isn't working anymore, but these are great. This is from Florida Sportsman's Law Stick, and these are great because you can fold them up and they'll only be like, what is this, 36, so they're only 12 inches long in each section. But what's great is on the back it tells you the species and the size limit or the slot, and a lot of it will give you dates of when they're in and out. Now you got to keep these up to date because the laws change, but we keep that and it's in good shape. And this is one of our long hook removers. You have treble hooks or you got a dangerous situation, it's better to use these to de-hook your fish with. So that's the rest of those things. That the gear, the tools that I'm using, and I got my net over there and my foot control. I'm going to put the foot control on when I'm done. I'm going to start using it and see how it works. I think it'll help me out being hands-free a little better. And our net, we use this collapsible net. You just unscrew the top part and it goes down that way. That's for storing it, so you don't have to worry about it taking up so much space. And it locks into position. You just unlock it, fold it out. And what can happen is this tube here, salt water can get up in this part and make it so you can't move it back and forth. This is in pretty good shape. I rinse it every time we use it, and it does have a seal on that end, but that end has an opening where the handle goes, or the wrist grip goes. So sometimes these will come off, but all I do is rinse this all down. You can see there's some salt water right there that's dried out. So we'll get it all rinsed out, cleaned up. It's still in really good shape. I like this net. I don't even know the company of it, but one thing I noticed when we started getting some heavier fish, it ripped a couple of these loops that go around the outside. So I just retied them, and it's been working fine ever since. More gear. All right, so I'll be getting up on here, just getting the rest of the stuff off, and then I thought I had everything off, but there's some more. I'm leaving some scent and a couple lures up here. Get all the garbage off. Got to put all the other stuff out of the way that we don't need getting wet as we clean. So it'll all go in this bag of lures. Try to get all this garbage. The more garbage you get out of here, the less it stops up your scupper plugs where it drains all the water out. Because the more stuff that's in here, it will all eventually get in that drain. All right, I think we're about ready to start hosing her down. I keep a little toilet bowl brush in the boat so I can scrub things down as needed. All right, there's all the garbage. Time to start cleaning. And I rinse everything down, because anything that touches the salt water is gonna, if it's metal, it's gonna rust it or make it oxidize. And if it's plastic, it can help dry rot it. So, baby, do you know where the actual boat brush is? The blue one? I got it. I got it. Oh, can you? I'll just add a little water to it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'll rinse everything down, and then I'm going to start scrubbing. I've already got the front deck rinsed, so I'm going to throw a little bit of Dawn and water on there and start scrubbing her down. And believe it or not, if you don't have a boat, there's a lot of work that goes into this. I have an old fish roller that was stuck on the front, and I've got to get all that crap off so I can get a new one. But I got to get it clean down to the fiberglass for that to happen. And it was on, this black one was on here for a couple years. It did really good till the end of it got scuffed up. Appreciate everyone coming in, sharing a little time with us. I know this ain't the fun fishing, but it's pretty educational, and we can all use some of that. I'm gonna add a little water to my Dawn, because it doesn't take much soap to do this. The real deal is, and I hate to use it, but it's the safest thing I can use, is once I get it clean, I'm gonna put like a drop or two of bleach on here, and I'll scrub it in and I'll let it sit and I'll let it dry like that, and it will whiten everything so good. All right, and I just start with a section at a time, because it takes, by the time you start cleaning another area, it'll dry up out here in the Florida sun. So start my trolling motor. And you see I got these ropes up here. These are my dock ropes, and I do that because I want them to get cleaned and dried out. After, like ropes and stuff that are cloth fiber material, they will start to dry and get really hard from the salt water. They're not flexible like they used to be, so I try to get them cleaned up too. And it's a little elbow grease. My doctor probably ain't happy because I just went and saw my holistic acupuncture body manipulator doctor, because my tendonitis has been really bad. We've been fishing so hard lately that my elbows are not having fun. But I was in with him for almost 2 hours yesterday. He was telling me how bad my body was. Well, not bad like, hey, it ain't working, but it doesn't want to work when you overwork it. And he said I have been overworking it and I need a break. So yesterday I took that break. Today, gonna get a little workout, but I'm gonna try to do like a section at a time, not wear myself out, and have you guys along for the ride. You can yell at me if I'm doing too much at one time. And it's amazing the before and after from getting in and out of the boat at the ramp. You get so much dirt, and it's this gray mucky sand, and it really just stains everything. So after a couple days of in and out of the boat, if you're not cleaning it, like scrubbing it, it will build up, and it just makes the whole deck gray. Like I said, this is just the startup part. And the stiffer your brushes are on the textured fiberglass, the better off you'll be. it down a little bit. See what this is looking like. Now there'll be stains from like fish poop or shrimp, or greenies, and that stuff stains, and it'll stay on there until I do the bleach. But once I do the bleach, it'll whiten it up pretty nice. And believe me, this all helps. It helps the longevity of your equipment. The more that you keep it clean, the better off it's going to be, the longer it's going to last, the better it's going to work. Now, this doesn't even look like it's been washed. It's crazy. Got a package? Oh, package we're taking to somebody. Oh, that's Andrew's package. Shout out to Coastal Outdoors, always supporting us, helping us out. And we're about to get him his winnings from the fundraiser for Lily and Vita's medical stuff. Thank you very much, you kind people. And I'm just rinsing away all the big stuff right now. There's fishing line. How's it going, brother? Fishing line and all sorts of debris in here from sitting. And this usually takes me a couple hours to do this, so I don't know if I'm going to stay on the whole time. Like I said, it can be boring, but if you're one of those people that, like, you're at work or something and you're just listening, that's awesome. Great to have you. And I kind of re-rinse everything as I go, especially things that don't drain well. My live well. All right. Okay. Now, we have two storage wells here, and they hold our anchors when we have them on, our tow rope. They hold our life jackets and any extra gear. But they're not true dry wells. They can get water in them, so. And this would be the place where you get spiders and critters inside it. And they have little drain holes, but they're not very big. So I rinse these really well, try to get all the critters out so they're not making nests in our gear. I'm just going to let them drain for a minute before I start working on it. Oh, I got some other gear I didn't get out. More safety gear. This is your throw. You got to have one of those. This is where we keep some extra clothes in a dry bag to make sure they don't get messed up. Got my two tow ropes. We're going to throw them over here because I want them to dry out. Two 25-foot tow ropes. Oh, see? There's a greenie from the other day that got stuck in the well. That would have smelled real good in another day. Oh, there's another one. This is why you clean out your boat when you get home. At least rinse it out. That way it would have been at the drain in the back. A bunch of leaves. Okay. Now my batteries are stored up in this front part because I don't have a lot of room on this kind of smaller boat. All I do is flush it out. And like I said, these are the places where you're going to get bugs and stuff. So a bunch of leaves get blown up in here. Especially up front here where I cast net all the time. You get seaweed and all sorts of junk in there. Ooh, getting warm. All right, gonna start working on these boxes. A little soap on the outside, on the inside.
Isn't it pretty?
What did you get? What is that? A crab? Frog?
No, it's a grasshopper.
Oh, there's another one. Okay, I couldn't tell from over here. I just saw legs moving. Yeah, that one you found yesterday was huge. And the reason I use one of these brushes, it's just long enough for me to go reach up into these storage units, and it kind of sits right. You can get under the lips of things because it's bent up like that, so I can rub against the top of those lips of my boxes.
Jimmy said, "Who listens to the doctor?"
Right? I listen. I just don't always do. That happens.
He
Hey.
is taking a break today because of the doctor.
Oh, that hurt. Were you able to get a hold of the guy that does upholstery?
Nope. I gotta message him.
No, y'all hear the rubbing. Were you able to get a hold of the dude that does upholstery?
I gotta message him.
When we get back over the winter, I'd like to get.
First of all, there is no winter here.
Yeah. What everyone else is going to call winter.
Yeah. No.
Over our winter
We
time.
need one chair done at a time, so we don't have it gone all the whole time.
Say that again?
One chair at a time.
No. That costs you much more because it's labor setup every time.
Mama, no.
Rather than one time and getting it all done. Plus, that's more time it'll have to be off the water. All right. Rinse this box down. All right, one box done. I don't even want to wash the tops of this one. It's just, it's gone. Look at me, catch on fire. The other thing, this helps get into these corners pretty well. And I don't worry about, am I going to damage it or get it messed up. It cost me $2 to buy it, you know, at a dollar store. Alright, this one looks pretty good. The only trouble with this is you need your boat sitting really level so that it drains evenly. If not, it takes forever to get all the drain, everything to drain. All right, box 2 is done. Gonna let it start to drain out. And we'll hit this side and the front of the floor. All right. I'm really not using very much soap at all. It's very diluted, but it's enough to get the job done. And then I got the other one to get into really tight corners. It's a little softer. It doesn't do quite as good a job, but still really good in the corners and around any of the surfaces that change, like where the lids are. Little plug for my gotta get my plug in place. There we go. Probably gonna have to take a break from this in a few minutes. It's really hot out today. The sun is blaring right on me, and it will be for several hours. All right, now where I can actually stand up a little bit and brush with the long brush. It's much easier on the body. Be careful, like I wear flip-flops all the time. And when you get in this soap and your flip-flops don't have traction, you can take a spill. And you don't want to be taking a spill. Cool myself down a little bit. And when I'm done, I'm going to ice down my elbows and rest the rest of the day for our trip tomorrow. If you own a boat and you have maintenance tips, care tips, share them in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking, because we go back through and watch our videos, our lives, and try to hit back everyone that's been involved. So you can make your comments and talk amongst yourself, but we'll get back to you in the comments later. All right. I think I'm going to take 5 and get a drink. Let all that debris float out. All right, that's clean, getting dry. Check out some comments here. Woods, thanks for all your gifts. Number 3 Badger. Hey Renee, thanks for coming in, checking us out. Kristen Escalante, I believe. Capone, Motley, welcome in everybody. Just doing maintenance today, mostly on the boat and the gear for the boat. We're heading on a vacation tomorrow for about a week, heading to Alabama and then Kentucky, going to see family, the grandkids, and then family in Kentucky. And we've been on a pretty good tear running the boat and fishing. So it's time to everything to get a good bath and get cleaned up. That's what we're doing today. So there's not as much interaction with our people like there usually is. Lisa doesn't want to stand out here in the sun and just talk to everybody. But I'm wearing the mic so you can hear me when I'm up there, and I usually jabberjaw enough to keep everybody busy. If you are a boat owner or were a previous boat owner and you have any tips for maintenance, cleaning, stuff like that, shoot us something in the comments, and we'll hit you back when we watch this later. Good lemon water this morning. I gotta cool down. I'm pretty hot. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Should have brought towel out. It'll be back. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm back. Whew, I definitely needed to cool down a little bit. Out in the sun the whole time. Gets a little warm on the head. So the one of the reasons we do this is safety. That's number one. So we want to make sure our equipment's working properly, that it's not having any issues, and you have to know what you need on board. Number one, your life jackets, and you saw I had several different kinds of life jackets, and we use them all. The next thing is a throw cushion, and they're usually like this little square thing. You'll see a lot of, especially bigger boats, they got the donut safety ring, but all this stuff has to be Coast Guard approved. You see the back, you can see the approval ratings on it. We normally keep 2 of these on. Other safety equipment is you have to have whistles, and it's a really good idea to have them on your life jackets. We have 3 that have, we used to have, all of ours used to have that. We need to get a couple more whistles, but we have at least 3 whistles on the boat. We have a small air horn. We have the mini flares. You just have to have a visual signaling device and a audio signaling device. What else we got to have on there? You don't have to, but it's really smart to have some kind of radio in case you're somewhere where there's not other boat traffic. You can't signal anybody really well. So if you have one of those radios, you can call channel 16 on the VHF, and you can get emergency help that way. I believe that's all for the safety. And we've been stopped and checked before. Most of the time we're really good about it because I don't want to be stopped and fined. And if we're missing something, that's a safety issue to me. So we usually try to keep everything up really well. All right, back at her. Leave this over here. I'm gonna get one more drink for the road. Cheers. Yeah, no shirt today. All right, it's looking a little brighter, a little whiter. Maybe we should cover this when we leave so the leaves and stuff stay out of it. Keep it clean. All right. Can't wait till I get to the back part where it's shadier. All right. A little down this rail, this side, and this side. Oh, got a bunch of lures here that I keep on the deck because I'll change them out and go back to them. So I'm going to get them out of the way. Oh, there's a little hook. Oh, no. Well, the little hook's hooked. All right, front deck's pretty good, so I'll just slide them right there. Pick them up when I get done. All right. Make sure the windshield's clean so I can see out. It gets really sloppy from the cast net, and when we're putting bait in here, it'll get pretty sloppy. And everything will stain white, from fish poop to blood to anything you spill, coffee. White gets stained really easy, so definitely like to have my next boat not completely white. Love to have like the sea foam flooring. And I was just talking there a minute ago about safety equipment and having a radio. I think it's a really good idea. I have a sticker that I keep on here in case I'm the one that gets in trouble and anybody else is on the boat. They can help take care of the situation. And those instructions are the emergency contact radio procedures. And it tells you, make sure your radio's on. You lift the cover and press the distress button for 5 seconds, hold and release. Switch to channel 16 and go down and press and hold transmitting button and clearly say Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Also give the vessel name, description, our position or location, nature of our emergency, the number of people on board. Then you wait 30 seconds and you do it again. So that's your quick emergency radio signal, Mayday. Oops, shower up here. And your boat, everything on your boat should be able to get wet, because that is what you're going to be doing all the time. I don't care how dry you think you're going to be, the boat gets wet from in and out, or water coming up, waves coming over the hull. They're almost never going to stay dry. It is hard to keep a boat dry. Oh, got another popping cork. Okay, got my console done. Spray this live well out again. And I only wash the live well if it gets a lot of crap in it, because I don't want to have chemicals in there that might kill my bait fish. So if I do wash it, I rinse it really well and I let it dry completely. All right, we'll work our way down this side. I started there and I did the console. And I do these metal rails too because the salt water will drip off the bottom and it'll form salt all along there. And it doesn't hurt the stainless steel, but it doesn't help it. And you'll feel it when you put your hands underneath. You get all this crystallized salt from these rub rails or hand rails, whatever you want to call them. This brush here is nice to do this because you can reach everywhere, not have to strain. It'll even go under those rails, so that's nice. is under these little side rails, which is really nice because you have to like bend down and get that if not. Hard to reach places. And I notice every time, like if I park the boat, it gets a little moisture in it overnight. That water, if the boat is not sitting exactly level, that water will lay in spots, and that'll tell me that my boat is off a little bit because it forms a little bit of mildew, a little bit of mold in that area. So that tells me that the boat's not sitting level and water's collecting. And that's fine, it doesn't hurt it. I try to keep it out as much as possible though. Well, I got some mildew on this side I'm gonna have to work on a little bit. Oh. Looking better already. In corners, sometimes you got to get in there and really scrub because that's where the water gets hung up and mildews things. Means it's also where the dirty stuff really gets. And if there's anything that's really bad, I hate to use it, but once in a while I'll get it's like almost like a bug removal for your car chemical, and it's a spray on and rinse off, and it really works. I can't even remember the name of it right now, but when I figure it out, I'll let you know. Hey girl, daughter Vita just came back. Alright, I got a little bit of mildew here. I got some rod holders that have got broke over the last year. The plastic ones, so rod holders that have got broke over the last year. The plastic ones, so looking to replace them. I'll probably go with some stainless steel ones this time. They just last a lot longer, you know. And this is the time of year where a lot of, especially northern fishing people, are doing the same thing. They're cleaning up their boats, maybe even winterizing. Some people don't fish the cold weather, but it's slower this time of the year usually, and that's when I'll do a really good job, when I take a little bit of time out. And this vacation coming up sets the stage pretty well. Whoa, whoa, whoa. go, girl. Hey, hey, hey. Oh yeah, the other thing for safety that you want to keep on board is now we have an automatic bilge. Ooh, that needs washed. We have an automatic bilge, but that bilge might not work, or the electric might go out. So we have a little bucket here that actually is part of an emergency kit, and it's a bail bucket. This is it. It's got a lid for it. You usually keep your flare and stuff in there, but I don't like having it in there because we use this to clean the deck off all the time. It's got a little leash on it. It's got a little handle, and you can just scoop water in or out, whatever you need to do. I'm going to clean that up. Anything else in here? Oh yeah, the other safety thing is you must have a fire extinguisher on board. And there have been many boat fires, so you definitely want to keep up with that and make sure it stays charged, because the salt water, a lot of them aren't made to handle the salt water, so the metal around the nozzle and the handle gets rusty and it may not work. So I'm checking mine out right now. We are in good charge. Got a little bit of rust on the outside of the handle, nowhere that it's going to affect it, and it looks like it's in good shape. I'm just going to clean it up because it stays there where my other batteries are, or the main motor battery, big motor, and it gets some oil and some I don't know what you call it. What is the vapor that comes off of batteries? Somebody knows. Somebody knows what I'm talking about. And where's my other little brush? There we go. See, just sitting here cleaning it, there's leaves coming off this tree into here. So once I get done, I think we may cover it till we get back. So I'm just cleaning up my little bilge bucket. Get some grease that gets down in there from the mechanical stuff and those batteries being down there. Much rather have it cleaned up and instead of having oily film, stuff like that around it. And it doesn't take much, you know, a little elbow grease, although I need some grease for my elbows. Little brush, little Dawn. And I didn't have any of the all natural soap, so Dawn is the least harmful chemical. After something like seventh generation, their stuff seems to be all natural. We use that in the house, in the kitchen all the time, just because we don't want chemicals getting in our body through cleaning. A lot of people don't really think of that kind of stuff, but I'm trying to keep living this life as long as I can. Okay, that's all cleaned up. And I'll get her rinsed out. Fire extinguisher's in good shape. The dip bucket's in good shape now. And I'll set it all out to dry. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. I'm just gonna let this stuff sit here and dry for a bit. Garbage. The emergency toilet. Whew, it is hot out here, baby. Anybody still in here? Got a couple people hanging in. Appreciate y'all. Thank you very much. All you that have come in, liked, shared, followed. we appreciate y'all. Like I said, today is not our exciting day. This is the pay and to play part. You know, gotta take care of everything, and this is how you pay, by keeping it up and good. If not, you know, your stuff just doesn't last. I've gone through enough gear going from freshwater to saltwater and not knowing, and I'll tell you what, I would much rather. I didn't know that was metal. I thought they were straight plastic. This is like a cast metal on my ram mount. I just saw that the paint came off, so it's not in good shape. All right, now I'm checking out my batteries for the big motor. I don't see any corrosion. The wires look good. Battery looks good. There's no acid forming on top. And about March, I'll probably take the boat in and have all the batteries checked and all the wiring checked. I'll get my lower end greased for my motor, have my steering lubed, greased, and have a new water fuel separator put in. I do that once a year, and I usually do it in the spring. It just seems to time out to be the best time for me to do that. Now, sometimes it's happening right now, all the debris, the dirt, and the foam is all building up at the back, so it's getting in the holes where it drains from, the scupper plugs. Let me show you what I mean. So that is a whole handful of cut leaders, some fabric, leaves, parts of fishing baits, and it's all plugging up the hole and not letting it drain. So I'll come back and open it up a little bit and scrape all the stuff away, and now it's draining it good again. I go to my other side. I've got the same deal. I'll come down next to show y'all. So most boats have holes in the back that let, when water comes over the top, that let the water come out. Oh. So this all was what was plugging up that drain. And now I don't worry about this line being out here, because what's going to happen is birds are actually going to use that line, and I cut any loop that I have in my line when I go to discard it. But the birds will take that and they'll make nests out of that stuff, and they love it. They will find it on the ground and use it. I think it's really cool that it gets recycled like that, actually helping nature. But if you have loops in it, it's dangerous. The birds, turtles, snakes, anything can get caught in it. If it's got a loop, it can get caught. But if you cut all those loops out, it's safe. And they're just little wee pieces. They're less than 6 inches. I actually used to have a bucket when we had our little farm in Kentucky. I had this little bucket that I would throw all my garbage in, and it was in a little barn that we had, and it wasn't very sealed up. And I would watch the birds get in that bucket and get pieces of fishing line out. Okay, where am I at? I did this side down to the, okay, let me do this side down to the back. And get her wet again. Hey, yeah, good girl. Oh, get a little bit of cloud cover and a little bit of breeze. That's really nice. The breeze is really good right now. Keep my head from melting. Not trying to show you all my butt, but it's what it is. Lucky you. Another thing to pay attention with maintenance on these boats, when you see rust spots, there's some kind of issue with the metal, and there's probably two different kinds of metal. And that salt water, basically, it's not oxidizing, it's more like electrolysis that happens, and it will start to rust certain metals. And I know though, you'll hear that, oh, you've got stainless steel in there. Well, there's different grades of stainless steel. And if you're getting rust, you do not have true stainless steel. So you may want to replace some of those kinds of parts. And I'm saying that because I noticed on two things. One of my old plastic rod holders has got broke, and the screw stayed in the system. The screw stayed in the wall of the boat, but the screws are rusted really bad, and they're supposed to be stainless screws. So what happened? Well, they're not true stainless. I didn't ask the right question when I went in. And a lot of the stainless at a hardware store is going to be for building materials, things like that, not necessarily for a boat. So definitely want to let them know when you're going to get boat parts, screws and stuff like that for little odd jobs, that I'm out of dawn, that you get true stainless stuff, or it's just gonna rust up and be no good in a short period of time. I'll do a little hand scrubbing. Got some mold and mildew and some oil buildup around this toolbox or battery compartment. This is also where my fuel filler cap is, so I want to make sure I get around it. Don't want any of that. You know, if you have a little bit of spill, you don't want that getting around on the boat. It can cause problems when you get fuel overspill. Looks pretty good. Where's my brush? There we go. If you got enclosed compartments where your batteries are, they give off some fumes, and it really tends to suck all the greasy stuff to it. So about twice a year I try to really clean this box up. Housing that holds these batteries and all my extra stuff. And then the hard to reach places now in the back. This is the tedious stuff back here, little wee areas you gotta get in. All right, let me ring this down. So it's a little work having a boat. It's not all, hey, jump on the boat and go have a good time. Unless you do all this stuff. Then you can, most of the time, just hop on the boat and have a good time. A little bit of preventive maintenance. But if you don't take care of it all the time, you end up with problems. Is this supposed to have a drain? It must. That's draining down into the building. Yep. Yep. That's where it is. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if I actually had a drain in this compartment. I figured I did, but yep, that drains into the hull. Okay. Perfect. I'm gonna let that sucker open. All right. A bit of work on the floor and we're done. All right. Clean out these drain holes again. Get the fishing line out of the way. All right. Oh, I gotta do under my console. I rinsed it once, but I didn't really clean it very good. Alright, let that drain out. Once the console drains out, I'll rinse it one more time because of the debris coming out of it. We'll be done with the soap wash. And then we go on to the bleach part. Looking pretty good. Why do you always get caught there? We'll have a little bit of soap up here. All right. Just gonna let it all drain for a minute. Okay. Still a few people in. Appreciate you, hardcore followers. Howdy, everybody. Appreciate y'all coming in. Just a maintenance day. Trying to get ready to go on vacation. Want the boat and all our equipment cleaned and ready when we get back home, because we'll get right back into fishing. Probably going to do a little bit of lure testing. My brother-in-law has a pond with some bass in the back of his warehouse for his garage for his business. So we'll probably throw a few. We got some brand new lures from J Bros. Thank you, brother, and 3D printed. And I got some hooks on some of the 3D printed, and the J Bros stuff is all soft plastics. But stuff I've never used. I've only used one lure. I used two. I've used a Jester before, but that was strictly bass fishing. And I've used the Double Trouble, little small looking bait, and it looks like bait fish. Really good. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, 3D, and we'll let you know how that goes. I'm going to take just a minute. I've got to use the facilities, and I'll be right back. All right, back to the next step, which is going to be, I'll do it this way, getting some bleach, and it only takes a little wee bit of bleach. Like there's only this much in here. I'll probably use it, but you put the water, get it wet, and then put just a couple drops of water, and then I brush it in, and then I let it sit. And when you let this sit out in the sun, it will brighten everything. Got a little mark on my trolling motor. Got it up against something. Yeah, I had no idea that ram mount was metal. I thought it was all plastic. This part is actually cast metal. Okay, so let's get it wet. And it doesn't have to be soaked. I'm just trying to, right now I know there's a bunch more debris that got on here. But get it wet a little bit. And then I'll do from there back to here, everything. And I'm going to start with putting a little bit up here. Take this off of here because I don't want it getting bleached out. And I'm just using like a little bit, and then I'll use the brush to spread it all out. And obviously the more I use, the easier it is, but I'm trying not to use a lot of it. First thing I'll do is start spreading it out, pushing a lot of this liquid back up here because the boat's leaning this way. And now rub it all around my trolling motor because it's starting to turn color because of the tannic water we've been in a lot. All right, got all that. And I'll just keep spreading this around, and it's amazing. I'll get done with this, and in an hour of it sitting in the sun, I'll come back and it will be white. All this gray, dirty material will be gone. All these little stains and I already see it changing a little bit. Oh, it doesn't cure all the rust, but it does help. It does get rid of some of it. Even gonna do on these rough seats because they change color too. Get this very well this time. Huh. Not tight enough, are we? Not straight enough. Yeah, my regular light died that was on there, so I just got one of those battery operated kayak or John boat lights and let it do the work instead of paying a bunch of money for a permanent setup, because they tend to go bad much quicker than that plastic encased little Walmart light or Amazon or whatever. It's just a little portable light system for your boat. And even when I do have my regular lights up and running, I keep that on the boat in case I have a problem. It will come in handy if you have an emergency and don't have lights. And we are out in the dark a little bit, whether it's early morning before daybreak or it's late in the evening. Maybe coming back to the ramp late. And I'm just using up what bleaching liquid was on there, and I'll probably go back over a lot of these areas because this is just a light coating. But anywhere that there's a little bit of that bleach in there, it will whiten up all your surfaces. All right. All right. I'm just going to let that go for a bit. I'll work back around this stuff. It's already wet back here, so I'm not worried about rinsing any more water on it. It's already wet back here, so I'm not worried about rinsing any more water on it. I have a little bit of handwork with this lid here, so I'm going to go ahead and get that done quick. Close that for now. Put it in here. Big delivery. Special delivery. Last little bit back here. All right. That's pretty much it. I'm going to let it sit for, I don't know, probably a half hour, and then I'm going to rinse it down. So for now, I'm just going to take a break. Rinse all my brushes. Well, I think that's it for today, because all I got to do is rinse it down, and then I'm taking care of the rest of the tools. So it for today, because all I got to do is rinse it down, and then I'm taking care of the rest of the tools. So appreciate y'all coming in. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. Nick, you see you. What's up, girl? Hey, Thomas. All coming in. The gifts, the thanks, the likes. Just following along, the shares. Our mods, you're always amazing. Appreciate everything you're doing. And we'll catch you on the water real soon. Love y'all. Cut. Make up.